Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Hump. First of all, please let me give a great big shout out to all the mothers and happy Mother's Day. Mother's Day is every day. And before I get started, I have a poem I like to read about mothers. And this reads, "You found the good in me, even during times when I couldn't find it in myself." Happy Mother's Day to all our mothers who are here today and those who have gone on before us. So I am excited. I am excited to share with you some good news. Some good news in reference to our topic today. I think you're going to love it. In fact, I know you're going to love it. Today's topic is about hope. But before I get started, please let me share this with you. Please make sure that you subscribe. For those that are subscribing, I appreciate you as well as your support. And when you subscribe, please make sure that you subscribe and turn on the bell. The bell notifications each time I upload a new video, you'll know about it because you'll get an alert. Also, please make sure that you give me your comments. I love the comments and the positive feedback. It encourages me in more ways that you can possibly know. Okay? Thank you. So, hope. Let's get started and talk about hope. Hope is an optimistic state of mind that is based upon expectations of positive outcomes with respect to an event, perhaps circumstances in our lives, or even the world at large. That's the noun definition of hope. And then there's a verb definition of hope, which reads, it includes the expectation with confidence and to cherish and to desire the anticipation of whatever it is you may be hoping for. It is to expect with confidence. Think about this. I've heard the saying many, many years ago that if you pray for rain, pack your umbrella, bring your umbrella. What good is praying for the rain if you don't have the hope that the rain is going to come? The hope and the faith and belief in the rain coming is that you leave packing or taking your umbrella with you, right? So when you're looking for hope and you have hope in the expectation, you want to make sure that the hope is not driven by a feeling of anxiety or being anxious or worry, because that's going to negate the hope, right? Remind yourself and believe that everything is going to get better even where I am right now. Even where I am right now, my hope is everything is going to get better. I'm so excited to share this good news with you. I want to motivate you, encourage you, and challenge each of you each morning to start your day with a cup of hope. Now, I often start my day with a cup of coffee. Maybe you prefer tea or you have latte, water, juice, whatever the case may be. But before you brush your teeth, before your feet even hit the floor, start your day with hope. The hope and belief and thanking God that you're able to open your eyes. You have the ability to have a cup of coffee, juice, whatever the case may be, or even to brush your teeth and, of course, go on with your day. But the hope and the expectation and the faith and belief in God, start your day off with hope. Now, I don't want to minimize or negate the fact that we've had some past experiences that certainly at times may possibly diminish our hope. And I get that. I'm not immune to it. I've been there too. Trust and believe. But at the end of the day, I've always had a glimmer of hope in something far greater than myself. And that's what we want to talk about today. The hope and belief, but the confidence, the assurance, and the anticipation, not with anxiousness or anxiety or worry, but the strong confidence and faith and belief and the hope that your prayers will be answered, and the hope each day that you begin your day with, right? So you want to make sure that you are instilling God's power and put all your hope in Him. Hope in seeing what is right in our lives. So often it's so easy to look in our lives and to reflect upon what could be better. What could be better in my life if I had this, if this were this way, if this didn't happen, if I didn't make that decision, etc., etc. But trust and believe and be grateful and hopeful for what is right in your life right now. Right now, what is right in your life? right? Focus on what is right already in your life, right? Believe in hope, right? My opinion, believe in the unseen supernatural powers of the Almighty God. That has been my opinion. That has been my experience. This is my motivation. This is my encouragement that I leave and challenge each of you with. The supernatural powers and belief in God. Not in the scene, not in the scene, not in the past, not in the history, not in what your mama went through or your daddy went through, your siblings, your job, your money, whatever the case may be, and the supernatural powers of the Almighty God. Think about it this way. If we have not seen the supernatural powers of the Almighty God during this pandemic, what more do we need? Of course, we have a biblical stories and the history that goes with that. But look at what's happening right now today. The supernatural power of Almighty God to shut down the world, north, south, east, and west simultaneously. And no one is immune. Your money, your education, your degrees, your certificate, whatever the case may be, cannot pay us out of this pandemic situation. Believing and trusting and hoping in God, right? Hope, if you allow it, can bring joy and peace and love in what is yet to come. Remember the anticipation of what is yet to come. Remember, God has brought us through a whole lot of stuff. Just like you, I have been through a whole lot of stuff, but I didn't do it by myself. The experiences that we've gone through hopefully will strengthen our faith and our hope and belief in God, not in the circumstances, the events, people, places, or things. You will overcome because God is the overcomer. Furthermore, knowing that your hope says that God is the same God today, yesterday, and tomorrow. He's the same God. He has not changed today. He didn't change on yesterday, and he's certainly not going to change tomorrow. He has not brought you this far to leave you. God has given you gifts and talents to help someone else, to serve those who are in need, and he's given us the time. He's giving us the needed time, grace, mercy, and favor that each day we wake up to a new day of his mercies. God has blessed us. He will continue to bless us. And the beautiful thing about believing and trusting in God, his almighty power, his power is not driven by electricity. His power is not driven by the internet or our Wi-Fi, electric or gas. It's not driven by our cell phones, our tablets, or our electronic devices. There's any time, all times, to get down on our knees. Now is the time, and not depend upon the external sources around us, but to depend upon the internal hope that God has given us to believe in him. When you pray, we want to ask God to help our unbelief. And when we're struggling with hope, simply say, Lord, help my unbelief. Lord, I thank you for bringing me this far, and I know you didn't bring me this far to leave me. Lord, I pray and ask you to come into my life. I pray and ask that your will be done, thanking him for what he's already done, thanking him all the times. Remember, I'm going to leave you with a few scriptures and keep this in mind. If you're going to pray for rain, bring an umbrella. Here are a few scriptures to meditate on. There are many scriptures in the Bible that refer to hope, and I just pulled out a few of them. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 28 tells us, the hope of the righteous brings joy, but the expectation of the wicked will perish. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11 tells us, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. He has plans for you. There's a purpose for your life. Don't give up. Don't give up on hope. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Hope and a future. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31 reads, But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. One of my favorite scriptures, and I have to read it again. Please meditate on this. But those who hope in the Lord, not in your circumstances, not in your situations, not in people, places, and things, but hope in the Lord, He will renew your strength. Those, us, me, you, whomever, remember, they will soar on the wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. Don't give up. Keep your hope. They will walk and not be faint. Y'all remember this song, On Christ the Solid Rock I Stand? My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I would sing it, but trust me, y'all don't want me to sing, so I ain't gonna go there. But y'all can look up the song, look at the lyrics of that song, and whisper that song to yourself or hum. And those that have those beautiful voices, sing it out loud. On Christ the solid rock I stand. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness, right? And leave you with this. Build your hope in God and His Word. He is not a man that He should lie. He has not brought you this far to leave you. He has a purpose for your life. And this is why you are here, because He has a purpose for your life. Serve Him, believe in Him, trust in Him, and trust in His Word. Hope in Almighty God. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have an awesome day. Have a blessed day. Please remember to subscribe. You know that word subscribe. When you try to say it, you don't get it out just right. So please remember to subscribe. I appreciate you all. Smooches, and God bless.